What's up guys, my name's Joe Merriff, I'm here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Banter at Burnley series. Now the first episode didn't end in the best possible way. We lost 1-0 in our first Premier League game of the season to QPR. And this episode isn't starting in the best way ever. Stephen Ward is injured for 3 months, which coupled with Ben Mee injured for 4 or 5 months, then we don't really have much depth in the left back position. Now in this episode we'll be playing the Premier League game against Everton and the Capital One Cup second round fixture against Port Vale. Okay, so here we are at the second Premier League game of the season, away to Everton. Now, this is going to be a difficult game. I'll just see what my assistant thinks about what lineup we should play. Who's going to be at left back? That's a question. Lafferty. That seems fine. Bakuna had a 6.4. I'm going to give Dave Jones again. And I'm not starting Marvin Sordell. I'll start. I wonder if George Boyd can play as a false 9. Yes, he can. Okay. So that's going to be our lineup. Heaton, Trippier, Keane, Shackle, Lafferty, Coquelin, Arfield, Jones, Barnes, Ings, Boyd. A draw written all over it. Well, I'll be happy with a draw away against Everton. You know, Burnley, we haven't got the strongest squad, so any away draws are good results, really, especially against a team like Everton. Even though they are amongst the relegation zone in real life, they shouldn't be. The quality of that team is much higher than ours, unfortunately, so I'd be happy with a draw. Aaron Lennon's a very good player on this year's FM as well. He just always seems to score against me, so this should be fun. No Lukaku though. Not on the bench. I'm guessing they oversold him while he's injured because he's nowhere to be seen. But that is a strong lineup. Chrome Daddy, he's a Danish guy. He's quite good at free kicks, if I remember. Pina, Morales is a lone striker. Not sure how that really works. Yeah, but I'm a bit worried for this game because if we can't beat QPR, we might really struggle. We have nothing to lose, yeah, that's good. They probably won't react though. Yeah, well, let's go. And we kicked off. Hopefully George Boyd will be able to finish the chances that Marvin Sordell couldn't. And straight away they seem to be getting more possession, but no real highlights yet. Which is fine by me, you know, if it's a boring 0-0. I don't want to play negative football, but if it gets a result, then I'm not complaining. Arfield isn't having the best game. Maybe it is time for Bakuna to come on. Our strikers really aren't doing anything as far as it goes in these first 2 games. Our strikers and our defence are doing well, but strikers and midfield are letting us down. Oh, I didn't even look what he said. I'm happy. No, that's fair enough. It was a good first half. Have they made Everton that much worse that it's bad that we're drawing away against them? I don't know, but certainly gonna have to make some changes. Bakuna can come on for Artfield, and I'm gonna have to bring Sordell on. Sordell for Barnes, and then maybe we'll bring Marnie or Djukowicz on, depending on how it goes. We might have to switch up to overload. I know that didn't really work tremendously in the last game, but just try and push for a goal. because we really don't seem to be running at them. We seem to just be letting them have possession. Cochrane's taking a knock. Should probably take him off. I don't know, 66. Could probably. Yeah, we should probably. I don't know. Keep him on for the moment. We don't really have the quality to be shooting from long range. Most of our goals are probably going to be tap-ins, and that's if we manage to score goals. Look at Danny Ings. I'm disappointed in that. 6.2. We seem to be having more possession now, though. Maybe there'll be a chance in this late moments. Oh, well, looks like it's going to be a very quick game. There was no highlights. That's one of the first times that's happened to me in a Premier League game. Given our underdogs, yeah, but they might get annoyed at that now. Oh my god. Well, at least Lafferty had a good game, you know, third choice left back, but I don't get why they're annoyed at that. Bakuna understands, but everyone else is losing focus. Come on, Alan Partridge is there, it should be focused. Yeah, anyway, that was a decent result. First points of the Premier League season. Hopefully we can have a real morale booster against Port Vale in the Capital One Cup. Okay, so we've signed our third player of the series. Rasmus Thurlander, I don't know, he's Danish. He is a centre-back, and that's not really the position we need. But he can play right-back, and I'm going to train him so he can be adequate left-back cover as well. I didn't actually pay for this with my budget. On a whim, I just asked the board if they'd pay for it, and they arranged a 2 million deal. I mean, he's probably my third best centre-back, yeah, behind Michael Keane and Jason Shackle. But he is a bit younger, and I think he can do a job, and he's a decent signing. Okay, so we're at the Port Vale game, in the Capital One Cup, second round. I'll probably be playing a slightly rested team for this game. Cochrane got injured, but it was only 5 days, so he'll be rested for the next fixture. Anyone who deserves a game, I'll give Thelander a debut. Him and Duff a game as well. Just want to give some people a chance, see if they can perform in the cup, and maybe they'll get a chance in the league. I'll give Matt Gilks/Jokes a game in goals. I don't want to rest the team too much just in case I get an upset, so that should be fine, I think. Yeah. Probably have to give some people numbers. Yeah, I mean, this should be an easy win, you would have thought. A Premier League team against a League One team in Port Vale. It might be in League Two, I think we're in Week 1 though. So hopefully we'll get some confidence for our next Prem game, which I believe is Man United. We got a good away draw at Everton, so there's a chance we'll be able to scrape a point, but I don't think it's likely. Progress to the current stage. So yeah, so I need to win this game to meet my expectations, which hopefully I'll do. But you never know in the cup. Hopefully Danny Ings or one of the other strikers will start scoring, because we're not going to stay up if we don't have a proven goal scorer, and I thought that Danny Ings would be that, but he hasn't had the best first 2 games. So hopefully he can, boost his confidence. Port Vale on the best team, so there's a high chance we'll get a goal. When it actually continues. There we go. We've looked good in training. There we go. Yeah, they're playing the defensive formation, the 4-5-1. So it looks like they'll be looking to sit back and give us the possession and just try and defend. Alex Nimley on their bench, former Man City player. Pope up front. Yeah, there's not that many players I recognise there, but they have the potential for an upset because, as you can see, we haven't got our best lineup out. Matty Taylor, Hewitt, Duff, Gilks, I still don't know. I've heard either pronunciation. But we've got a few players on the bench we can try and bring on if we do need them. But hopefully, we have enough on the starting lineup to win the game. I mean, I'm not going to focus too much on the cups. Obviously, the league's my main focus. It's staying up's the game. But it is a route into Europe, and it's always a chance to get the board more happy with you. You know, if you progress quite far in the cup, they seem to like that. So I will be trying. I won't be just playing a load of youth players, but you know, I'll be using the Capital One Cup especially as a chance to keep everyone happy. Yeah, this is Thalander's debut, Rasmus. Hopefully, he won't make any horrible mistakes. Depending on how well he does, he might start in the Prem. Him, Keane, and Shackle are around the same ability, but Shackle's about 7 years younger. No, 7 years older than him, so he might get pushed out eventually. But he does have some great leadership, and he is the captain, I think. So I'll be alternating really, depending on form. And it's always good to have an extra defenders because of injuries. We've already had 2 left back injuries, so it's always good just to add depth. Yeah, we're forcing a few of their players to show them onto the weaker foot, but there's not really many that I can't see a danger man in that team that we need to mark really. But you never know. One of them might score a hat-trick or something. But as I've said before, I'm just hoping this will be a morale booster. We are at home as well, so if we do lose, it will be a shock. Want to get the first win of the series, even if it is in the Capital One Cup. Losing to QPR was quite disappointing, so just getting a win to get the squad more happy. I'll just skip the team talk, clear their heads. Hopefully, shouldn't be too much of a fuss winning the game. Hopefully, a striker will actually score. If the game wants to start, it's been particularly slow for some reason. Yeah, as you can see, everyone's okay morale-wise, but we want there to be a high morale. We want there to be some banter going around in the camp. You know, everyone's happy and enjoying their football. And to get that, you know, you need wins. Wins breed confidence. So we should just hope for a relatively no first game, like a 2 or 3-0, without much trouble. But you never know. Maybe they want it more, but I wouldn't have thought so. Okay, is there a kickoff? No, I thought there was going to be a chance right from the kickoff, but as you can see, we are bossing possession in the first 10 minutes or so. I'm not going to make any changes for the moment, just leave it as it is, see if we can get a goal. Oh, it's not a good way to mark your debut, getting a yellow there, Thailander. Trippier. Just passing around the halfway line. Matty Taylor giving him a game. He's always got a chance to set piece or something. Oh, and there it is, Danny Ings. I mean, I have to give it to you. Lafferty was my third or second choice left back, but he had a great game against Everton, and that was a wonderful cross. Danny Ings with a spectacular goal there. Wonderful finish, and that's what I want to see more for him in the Premier League, not just in the Cup. Matty Taylor, as I said, from the set pieces. Zalander, is he going to whip it in? Dean Marnie, Danny Ings. Oh, nearly a second for Ings there in the first half, but couldn't quite convert the chance. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 1-0 at half time. I'm not too disappointed with that. We have seemed to have not really had much trouble. They haven't had a highlight, but I would have liked it to be a bit more comfortable. But there is always a second half and a chance to score some more goals. That goal by Danny Ings was really something, though. It was a great finish, thinking on his feet, and then just smashed it in the net. But could have been more. I might take Zalander off on his debut because he is on a yellow, so you don't want to get sent off on your debut. But I'm not sure if it's really worth making a defensive change, considering we haven't conceded. I'll see. Hopefully Marvin Thordal will score, prove me wrong. He had a great chance in the first game of the Premier League season. The QPR game, Bakuna played that wonderful through ball over the top, and he just, I don't even know what the shot was, it was straight at the keeper, so I'm hoping he can prove me wrong. I'd encourage the players. I was trying to get Chris Wood in, the Leicester New Zealand striker, former West Brom player, I believe, but I realised there's a bug on this game. The New Zealand players, they go to international duty, and they stay there for like half a season or a season, so I didn't want to take the risk of getting someone in, taking up wages, maybe a monthly fee as well, and then just have them not here for the season. So I might look elsewhere. I'm pretty sure Emmanuel Mayuka's up for loan, but I'm not sure if he's really much better than the options. But Marvin Thordal, the sooner Vokes gets back, the better. Him and Ings had a great partnership in the promotion season, so hopefully they can rekindle that in the Premier League. Yeah, Danny Lafferty, as I said, he had caught the assist for the goal. He's been the only player who seems really happy. He's fairly good. And the bench quite happy, but everyone just seems a bit down, a bit like it's not an important game, and I agree with them in a sense, but a win's a win, and you want to win as many games as possible, even in the League Cup if it's not the main focus. A lot of people talk about the magic of the FA Cup, but the League Cup doesn't really get the same coverage. But it still is a route to Europe. You can lose the final or whatever, but lots of teams can get to Europe if they manage to win it, even if they're not in the Prem. We are in the Prem, of course, and hopefully it'll stay that way. But I'll just make a few changes. There's not really much necessary. I just want to give everyone a taste of football, see if anyone particularly impresses. Our key players, Trippier, Ings, they're playing, but the whole thing about the Burnley squad, and this is true in real life, not just FM, they're all a very similar quality. Like, there's no gaping holes in the squad. There's no position where you go, oh, they're very weak in that position. They're just a decent outfit, like, together. They're a very together team. So I don't think we'll be relying too much on being a one-man team. Though I do expect Danny Ings to get the lion's share of our goals. And if he scores goals like he did in this game, then I certainly won't be complaining. I'm not sure whether I should play him as the centre false nine or on the wings, because he'll probably get more crosses if he's the central false nine. But if he's on either side, he might pick up the ball much more. He might go further down the pitch to collect the ball. Whereas if he's the middle one, he probably will stay, in and around the box, and I think that's a good thing. So he's been in the middle of this game and he did score. So It must be hard having Marvin Swardell as your strike partner. Yeah, this is very slow to make a change. I'm not sure if it's really worth making a change, but I've clicked it now, so. Our fitness of our players is okay. I usually let my assistant take the training, but no one's extremely low fitness wise. Okay, so we'll bring Michael Kite. No, I might sell Michael Kitely. He doesn't really fit into the system, obviously because we don't play wingers. I'll bring Ashley Barnes on for Marvin Swardell. I'll bring Spacuna on for Dean Marnie, and I'll bring Scott Arfield on for Taylor. Now that's not really needed, a triple sub. Excuse me, a triple sub at half time. It's not really needed, but it's a bit like change for the sake of change. But we should be able to win this game if we make subs or not. He's a bit of a scapegoat, but I'm just getting quite annoyed at Marvin Swardell. I know I'm playing a three striker formation, and I'm trying to fit the players into the formation instead of fitting the formation to the players. I came in and I decided I was going to play the false 27, and I'm not sure if we've got the players for it really. When Sam Vokes comes back, and hopefully Barnes will be scoring, and Ings, Vokes, and Barnes, that would be a good triple threat. But Marvin Swardell, he isn't up to scratch really, in my opinion. As far as our defence goes, it's another clean sheet at half time, but we didn't concede against Everton, and we conceded one goal against QPR, but I'm not expecting them to catch up with Vargas. He's a very quick player, so yeah, it's good for the morale, I guess. Though I would like to grab a couple more in the second half. Maybe just get Djukowicz or Barnes to score, really. Get them in scoring form. Trippier as well. I'd like to see Trippier and Lafferty running up the pitch, marauding, just getting those crosses in. Because that's really... I know they're fullbacks on support, not on attack, but because we're not playing wingers, this formation relies quite heavily on your fullbacks. If you've got bad fullbacks, it won't really work. But I have faith in Trippier, and so far Lafferty's proved to be sufficient. Ben Mee and Stephen Ward are injured for months, so he's going to be getting some game time unless I manage to bring a left back in. Because there is about a week left in the transfer window, and whilst I don't have any money in the bank really, Alan Partridge might secure a loan. Someone wants to come in on loan just for the banter. Then maybe we'll get a left back in on loan. Yeah, I think Rasmus Thelander, or I don't know whether it's the Lander or Thelander. It's Danish. I'm not really great with that pronunciation, but I think he was a good signing. His stats are very similar to Shackle, and he is much younger, so hopefully he'll progress. He is playing as a central defender, but he's some great stats for a limited defender. He's got 14s, 15s, and 16s in all the required stats. Yep. Well, this might seem like another half where nothing happens. I'm not really trying to play negative football. It's just there doesn't seem to be many highlights in the first few games. I have got it on key. Ooh, is there going to be a highlight for them? Oh, that's sloppy. That's sloppy defending there. Looks like we might have to play beyond 90 minutes in this game, which is really woeful. I would put it up to overload, but then I'd be worried about them causing an upset, us going all out, and then conceding a 90th minute goal would be really horrible. To go out to Port Vale after I said how much of an easy game it would be. Hopefully the team won't make me eat my words. Hopefully they'll pull together. Don't lose spirit. Get some banter. I hope they can score a goal somehow. But I keep saying it, but I don't think we've got the strikers to really just make a difference. Our defence, despite conceding that sloppy goal, I don't think that's where the problem lies. I think our strikers just need to be more clinical, really, because if you look down the bottom here, we've had much more possession, but then we just concede a goal like that from set piece to a lower league team. I mean, they were set up to do that. They had the 4-5-1. They were playing for a set piece, and they've got one. We really need to respond now in the last 12 minutes, and hopefully we'll grab a goal, because what we don't need before a difficult game against Man United is extra time, because a lot of our key players are actually playing, a few of them anyway, so if we had to take this to extra time, they'd be not up to full fitness, and I've already made 3 subs, so look at that, Kieran Trippier, 58% condition. That's woeful. Well, it might be a late highlight actually, 3 minutes to go. Hopefully it's to us, Bakuna. Oh no, oh, you've got to be Alex Nimley. Oh, this is disgraceful, really. We could have just lost to Port Vale. We still might lose to Port Vale. Bakuna, oh, don't play it backwards. Yes, Barnes, Duffy, Delander, Djukowicz, Ings, Barnes, ah, oh, good keeping there. I think it's just going to peter out into a draw to extra time, I think, but the highlight hasn't ended, so there is a chance. Our defence is getting split open too easily. It's Port Vale. It's not Man United. It's not Man City. It's Port Vale. They're hardly known for their attacking prowess. There we go, and the highlight's finished. But Danny Lafferty, he's been playing well. I'm not going to give a team talk again. I'm just going to let them go out there. It's not a crucial game. I just hope our quality will shine through, because it might not seem like it, but we are the Premier League team. This should have been a much easier game than it is, and if it goes down to penalties, that would just be a testament to how bad our form at the start of the season's been. We did pick up a good point away against Everton, but you know, our team really should be doing better than this. Just start extra time. If you look at some of the players, I mean, they're not world beaters, but you've got Danny Ings. You've got Danny Ings playing, you've got Kieran Trippier, you've got... You know, these are decent players. I mean, some of them maybe high championship, but a lot of decent Premier players who were just very complacent, really. We got a 1-0 lead before, oh, you know, it's only Port Vale, and they have more desire. They might want it more. I might have to make a tactical change if we don't, you know, do anything. We're not showing any signs. I just hope that our quality will make a difference. Stephen Hewitt, I think I brought him up so we could have more depth in our squad. He was in the under-21s, and my assistant picked him to play, so I thought I'd give him a go. He's nervous, which is understandable. You know, he's not a first-team player, but he's against a League One team. I keep on saying League One. They might be in League Two. I'm not the biggest fan of Port Vale, but you know, a lower league team, we should be showing just how good we are. We should be passing triangles around them. Burnley aren't the most attacking, free-flowing team. You know, we are playing 3 strikers. I don't see Sean Dyche wouldn't do that in real life. He'd be playing a more negative style, most likely. But he has been getting results, and we need to start getting results. Alan Partridge needs to start getting results. I mean, as sad and as horrible as it may seem, people might actually sack Alan Partridge. I mean, obviously, no one in their right mind would sack just such a brilliant, you know, genius of the football game. But if we can't beat teams like Port Vale at home, then we might struggle to stay in the Prem. And that is our target for this season. Just stay in a division, just consolidate. When you go up the first season, it's so vital for your club in the long run that you just stay up. You know, you could go up and then go straight back down and be a championship team for another 10 years, or you could just get a goal scorer in and just consolidate yourself. And that's really something for a club like Burnley, it would be great to just consolidate themselves as a mid-table Premier League team. But if you can't beat Port Vale, then how can you pick up points against Premier League teams? Sorry about that. But this has been a long game. I've been talking for quite a while. My computer's been quite slow for some reason. Maybe it's just shocked at Burnley drawing with Port Vale. And if this goes to penalties, then you never know who's going to win. It's out of your control then. So there we go, kicking off extra time. Turf Moor, the crowd's behind us. I'm sure the Port Vale fans are loving this. They have a big chance of causing an upset. But, I don't know. I think we should be able to get the win, whether it is in extra time or in penalties. I feel as if when you set your penalty takers, it's kind of pointless because your best penalty taker on the pitch normally takes your penalties anyway. But often players have high penalty stats, and they always miss for me. I think it's quite important looking at composure. I remember in a different save, I had John Stones, and my backroom staff advised I put him on penalties, but he missed about 5 in a row. I took him off penalties and put my striker on penalties. He had like five penalty stats less than John Stones, and then he didn't miss. He kept on scoring. So I'm not really sure. I think it's a bit of a raffle, penalties. But hopefully it won't have to get to that. Hopefully this game will actually start and we'll score a goal. That's what I want to happen. My computer to actually work, but it's not really doing that at the moment, so I'll just keep discussing penalties. There it is. They're quite wide. They're quite a wide team. They're playing a 4-5-1, so we're being stretched out quite a bit, and I think that might be a key to our problems. But if you look at our possessions, we definitely have most of them. Oh, that was who was that? Who was that supposed to be? Two. Go on Artfield, Danny Ings, Jukowitz, Ashley Barnes, smash it. Ooh, corner. Coming up to the first half ending of extra time. Will we score? Oh, not by the look of it. Good defending by them. There it is. Well, first half of extra time, still 1-1. There's a high chance this will go to penalties. If you look at some of our players' ratings, you've got Bakuna on a 6.3, that's disappointing. Ashley Barnes on a 6.1. It's almost as bad as Marvin Thordell. Artfield is our centre mids, and I've said it basically every game, but it's quite annoying, really. Our defence is doing their job, even if they have conceded. They got Danny Lafferty on an 8, Michael Duff on a 7.2, Kieran Trippier on a 7.3. And then the midfield and the attack, just excluding Danny Ings, just been lacklustre, really. Hopefully we'll get a goal though. We're getting the possession. We've got another injury, but we can't take him off, so just have to battle through. He picks up a knock, but he's still got more fitness than our fullbacks. Okay, and straight to penalties. Isn't the most exciting fixture, and going to be decided in a penalty shootout rather. Some people say it's a bad way to decide games, but I think it's quite fair. Really, the excitement it causes is just nail biting. Really, it can be so horrible when you see a team lose a penalty shootout, but when it's just it's electrifying when you win. Hopefully we'll win this. I mean, there's not that much riding on it. The worst comes to worst, we'll be out the Capital One Cup and we'll have our players more fresh for the league, but it's quite humiliating. He's got good composure, so he won't take it first, but want Arfield. Want Danny Ings got good composure. Yep, Ashley Barnes. Stephen Hewitt, the young defensive midfielder who we gave the game to. He's stepped up, or he's been told to step up. And I should have really picked more than 5, because if it's sudden death, it goes on. One of our defenders might take one, but hopefully we'll have enough. If you look at those players, excluding Stephen Hewitt, they're all heard of players. They're all like, most football fans would know these players, especially because the exposure Burnley have got since being promoted. They're players that should be used to playing against higher quality than the likes of Port Vale. I mean, no disrespect to Port Vale, they've certainly given us a game. If anything, you could say they were the better side, but I think it's more us looking bad, making them look good, not them looking good, just on their own. It should have been much easier, a much easier game than it is, really. I said it should have just been a write-off, should have been, okay, we're winning 2 or 3-0. Good morale booster, but it's not been like that, and you can never predict a game, especially in English football. There's always a potential upset, a banana skin, and Port Vale might be that if we aren't careful in this penalty shootout. But Tom Heaton's an incredible penalty saver. He's already saved one in this series, but he's not playing today. They're giving Gilks/Jokes. I'm going to keep saying that till I find out which. I think it's Gilks, but it might be Jokes. They're giving Matt a go. I believe he's former Blackpool. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I know him from, but he's in goals today, so lot riding on him. And it's the first penalty. Who's stepping up? It's Brown for Port Vale. Where will he put it? Oh, the suspense. Ooh, this is quite nervy. Brown steps up. Oh, and he calm puts it away. Lucas Dukowitz. Ooh, keeper got a hand to it, but the power just got it in. Alex Nimley. Oh, and he scores straight above the keeper. Stephen Hewitt. Oh, keepers are really showing themselves up. O'Connor. I think it's Sean O'Connor. No, is it? Sean O'Connor? I don't know. He's stepping up. Was that saved? No, it went in. Arfield. Went in as well. Marshall. 4 out of 4 for, Port Vale. Them two practicing penalties. Danny Ings. Nearly didn't go in. 4-all. 5-all, which means it's going to go to sudden death if we score this. Oh, and Ashley